morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. Now, Tehseen Poonawalla has claimed that a positive breakthrough has happened following a meeting between Team Bharat and officials from the Petroleum Ministry at Kartavya Bhavan in New Delhi. In a post on X, Poonawalla said that the meeting had concluded with one specific positive outcome and announced that another meeting has been scheduled for the next week. He later said that the Petroleum Ministry had assured action against alleged petrol adulteration and agreed to make documents related to the E20 fuel policy public. The meeting comes amid the ongoing debate over E20 petrol, or the petrol blended with 20% ethanol, and concerns raised by some sections over fuel quality, vehicle compatibility and transparency around this entire policy. Well, joining us live on the broadcast now is Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla himself. He's a political analyst. Thank you so much, Mr. Poonawalla, for taking out your time and for speaking to NewsX. We appreciate it. A very good morning to you, sir.
Thank you, Shivani. Good morning to you. It's a little bit of a drizzle, and we hope we get the rains of good news soon with ethanol 20.
Absolutely, sir. Firstly, I want to start off, basically that's the crux issue. What specific assurances, if any, has the ministry given Team Bharat regarding the pillars that you have raised, which is consumer choice, unblended petrol availability, and also about fuel pricing, sir?
So there are four issues that we discussed. Number one was availability of E10. Number two, reduction in prices. Number three is all documents transparent, which is non-negotiable. And number four is the adulteration, because the CIM report came out, which I had a copy of, which nobody has. So I had a copy of the CIM report, which I took to the ministry. So now the first question is the adulterated fuel, which they chose to address. And they said that how they are monitoring the petrol pumps, etc. What we told, and they were very gracious to accept, is use of latest technology to monitor the petrol pumps and real live updates, so that if fuel anywhere in India is being adulterated, the ministry knows. You can do this with blockchain, with latest technology. We've suggested all of them. They're ready to implement it. That is a given. Geotagging, geolocation, all of that. So that, I think, in the next 2 or 3 days will happen. I think it will take about 15-20 days to settle down. In my opinion, if this goes the way we proposed, in a month, India will get rid of this adulterated fuel problem. So I think that is a decent first start to make. The second thing, which is a non-negotiable for us, is all documents. We are in a democracy. All documents must be transparent, period. They said that, look, we'll put out at least 70 to 80% documents, because those are with them. Some of the documents involve other ministries or private companies which have perhaps IP or copyright issues. We said, fair enough. There's no point removing these documents in a phased manner. Let's do this at one time. They are now starting a process of consultating with the private companies and the other ministries, the 7 ministries involved. In our case, we will also assist them. So in my opinion, 15th August, post 15th August, we will get azadi from non-transparency. We should get all the documents out. Once we have the entire documents of the policy out, we can take the policy forward. The two other main demands which citizens want is E10 availability and reduction in price. You will understand that in this, secretary level officials are not going to be able to take this decision. This will come from the highest office in 7 other ministries. So they've given their problems. We put our points forward. For example, nations that buy fuel from us sell it to their citizens at a cheaper rate. So we put our points out. The second round of this discussion will continue next week. And I can promise you that choice is a non-negotiable. Like documents is non-negotiable. Choice is non-negotiable. These two things have to happen. Otherwise, there's no point meeting them.
Okay, so Mr. Poonawalla, then I also want to understand. See, you have pointed out, Team Bharat has also pointed out that refined petrol costs around 50 to 55 rupees per litre, whereas procurement of ethanol costs 70 to 72 rupees per litre. Now, there are also reports that vehicle owners are saying that there is engine damage, lower fuel efficiency and higher maintenance costs with the E20 blends. I want to understand, sir, why is the consumer paying a premium price for a blended fuel that also yields lower mileage? And will the government accept liability for vehicle damage, or is the financial loss going to be quietly passed on to the middle class? How are you going to solve this issue, sir?
Won't allow that to happen. Very clear on that. So we are not against E20. जिसको E20 दलवाना अपनी गाड़ी में, please दलवाए. Which are the E20 compliant vehicles? What is happening now, if you understand, is 80 to 90% of the vehicles are E10 compliant. So those are causing the problems you mentioned with the E20 fuel. So that gets solved when E10 is available. So that is where we have to take this discussion. Obviously, there is also the question of pure petrol, which currently is retailing between 165 to 170 at select few pumps. Those should be available at all the 87,000 pumps under the Ministry of Petroleum and at a cheaper price. So those two is what we have to fight for. Now, with regards to what you are saying, the vehicles getting damaged, that can be solved if E10 is available. And like I said, that is non-negotiable. They from their end have to figure out how do they deliver it, what do they do. They said, look, we don't have so many dispensing machines. I said, remove the XP95 and give this E10. So we've also put in our points. They've also put in their points. They also have to analyze. You must understand that it's a bargaining going on, and I am going to be very, very tough. I'm not going to give in an inch. So they will have to accept my points of view, and they will have to give in. So they've given in on the fuel quality, the technology, the documents which till now they were saying impossible. They've come to 70, 80. I'll get them to 99, 100%. And we are going to win. I am damn good at bargaining, and I know how to play my cards. So I'm going to make sure that this happens.
Okay, so Mr. Poonawalla, you are saying that this is a bargain.
Or they have an option. They can stop bargaining with me, or they have an option. Or they have an option. They can stop bargaining with me, and they can just do what the citizens want. So if they want something, I'm going to get it done, but I'm going to be tough on that.
And there are quite a few non-negotiables that you have listed since we started this discussion, sir. So I want to also understand, is Team Bharat satisfied with sticking purely to boardroom dialogue, or will you return to public demonstrations if the ministry fails to act, or if the ministry refuses to mandate unblended E20 petrol at fuels, or E0 petrol, I beg your pardon, fuels, or reduce E20 prices in the next follow-up meeting? What's your next immediate step?
Think from their point of view. Why are they talking to us? Because they know we have the citizens of India with us. If we come onto the streets, minimum there'll be at any given point of time 30 to 40,000 people in central Delhi. Why did the police house arrest me? And what is the police officer saying? That intelligence said if I just walk, which is Team Bharat walks, 5,000-6,000 people will join in protest. They also know the citizens are with us. They're not with me personally or with Team Bharat personally. They have no affiliation. It is the issue. They have to solve this issue. That is a non-negotiable. If this issue is not going to be solved, citizens will take to the street. And the problem with the government at this moment in dealing with Team Bharat is that we are one step ahead. Everything they try to do, we outmaneuver them. So, for example, they try to embarrass us by putting trends out. They try to embarrass us by saying paise liye. None of this matters. I'm saying this on NewsX, the country's #1 news channel. Paise lene bilkul lege aur Nirmala ji ko tax bhi denge. No shame. I am not embarrassed to talk to the government, and I'm not embarrassed to put my point forward. So this is something that I see as a battle for the citizens of India, and Team Bharat's not going back. They can do what they want, but if they don't agree, streets is the way. And then the number of people is not our responsibility.
Very interesting. So Mr. Poonawalla, then you view these meetings as a genuine effort by the government to review policy? Or do you think this is merely to diffuse the public protest, buy some time, avoid street level fiction, like you were saying that, we'll take to the streets is the next step of action?
I think both. I think one is obviously to sort of buy time so that they can get a solution. Obviously, they would play for that. Think from their point of view. Why would they not play for that? Look, we are in a situation, it's like you're negotiating the Iran-US peace deal. So they are also going to want some things. So I have to also think like them. So obviously they will want to diffuse the situation and they'll want to buy time. But how much is it that I'm allowing them to maneuver? That's also the point. And how much do they allow me? It's a game of wits. You must also understand, and I told them this yesterday in the ministry, I promise you I said this. I said, India and Pakistan got independence on the same day. Pakistan got the army that ruined their country. We got the bureaucracy that ruined our country. And I said this to all the babus in the ministry. So I mean it. Babus are going to buy time. They are babus. For every solution Team Bharat gives them, they will give us a problem. But it is a political decision. So the political decision is when we will actually crack the nut. We managed to crack the nut on 2 out of our 4 demands. 2 are going to be tougher, but there is no way we are not going to do it. This is how it works. It's my way or the highway. There is no in-between way out here. I am ready to take another route to reach the destination. But the destination is not compromisable, period.
Okay, so the US-Iran war, still discussions are going on. Hopefully our discussions do end in the next 3 to 4 months and we see some kind of action. Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, before I close up this discussion, I want your final comments on what you expect in the next meeting and when do you see this resolving?
Available. Next meeting, all documents public. Start with that. So we reached that 100% all documents public. If E20 policy is good for India, why should Shivani not have it on her show? Why should Shivani not read it? Why should the viewers of NewsX not read it? Period. There is no hiding in a democracy. 2, next meeting, rollout for E10. These 2 are non-negotiable. So now we get to the next step. I think it'll be faster than Russia, Ukraine and US, Iran. I think we'll be a little faster also because let's understand that there is a political leadership on the other end, beyond these bureaucrats, who may want a resolution with citizens' anger. So you got to appeal to that as well. But I think it's going to be a tough negotiation. I think it's going to be interesting, but I'm not going to give in. So let's see how it works.
All right, we support you. Thank you so much for your efforts and thank you so much for your time on NewsX.
Thank you.